Fourth, it's commitment. To me, this is just doing something that needs to be done, even when you may not feel like doing it. Because I promise you, there are days you are not going to feel like doing it, especially in 2023, especially in 2024. And so, as I thought about commitment, I came up with these 6 commitments that I've asked everybody in my world to make. I'm going to share those 6 commitments with you, right? Which is keeping us in that day one mindset. The first is committing to do the job that needs to be done. Now, it's different than the job that I want to do sometimes. It's different than the job that I did yesterday sometimes. It's different than the job that I learned how to do a year or 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 years ago. It's committing to do the job that needs to be done. Commitment number 1. Commitment number 2. I'm going to commit to keep the schedule that needs to be kept based on the job that needs to be done. Like this is pretty key. For me, I'll share with you. If you call me up and said, hey, what are you doing Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday? It looks the same every Monday. It looks the same every Tuesday. It looks the same every Wednesday and Thursday and Friday because, see, I committed at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the quarter to keep the schedule that needs to be kept in order to hit those goals for that quarter. So does your calendar look that way? If you opened up your Google Calendar, would it tell you that you're committed to keep the schedule that needs to be kept based on the goals that you promised yourself that you would hit? Not someone else. You didn't promise anyone else those goals. You promised yourself those goals. So that's commitment number 2. Commitment number 2 centers around your schedule. Commitment number 3, commit to train and coach and collaborate. We need that more than ever in this industry. Like, do not become an island, right? This is amazing. As we look at the community that you've built here, you showed up here today to learn, to collaborate, to leave with something, hopefully, that you didn't come with. That is a commitment. So where does that fit in your weekly rhythm, in your monthly rhythm? This year, we need to commit to cut what needs to be cut. A lot of us keep the stuff that doesn't matter, and we cut the stuff that doesn't. And this to me does not mean cut expenses in your business necessarily, because some expenses are good. Like, in fact, there's a competitive advantage in not cutting expenses to grow your market share. Like, you're all part of a platform that is actually moving your business forward. But we have all these little things that is death by a million paper cuts. And so for me, I had to look through and say, okay, well, what don't I need right now? What luxury did I enjoy while things looked as good as they were looking? Every business right now is going through that. Every business, small business, mid-sized business, right? Large business, just commit to cut what needs to be cut. Commit to accepting failure and disappointment. Some of us don't like that. Some people think, well, that seems negative, but the reality is life will bring us failure and life will bring us disappointment, right? We will fail, we will disappoint ourselves. Other people will fail around us and they will disappoint us. Commit to accepting that. That's okay. It's not gonna get you off track. Like, if we commit to accepting it, we'll be able to move through it. There are some of our friends that did not commit to accepting failure and disappointment. And when they see their business sort of pull back by 10% or 15% or 20%, or heck, the market's back by 30%. So if they stayed average and they pulled back by 30%, that was too much. And their ego would not allow them to accept that, learn from it, or adjust. So be careful. And your last commitment, commit to not falling out of love with what you do. Now, this is a challenge for so many. I've probably heard more than I've ever heard this year. Gosh, Chris, I just don't know if I love this anymore. Have you said it? Have you texted it to your partner or your spouse or your friend? Like, I don't know if I need this. Like, I don't know if I love this anymore. It is always easy to fall into this trap when things aren't as easy as they were recently. I'll tell you, some years back, I decided to run a marathon. Years back, I mean, like 11 years ago. And it was the most painful experience. It was here in Portland, and it was all hills. And I got to about mile 12 or 13, and I said to myself, why did I do this? And then I said to myself, I hate this. This hurts. I don't like this anymore. And I said that to myself for the next probably 11 miles. And I fell out of love with running. And so I took about 7 or 8 years off and I didn't run. I didn't run for fun. I didn't run competitively until I woke up one day and realized, like, how did I fall out of love with what I used to love? And I did because it got hard. I did because it was painful. And I realized that one, I had to get back into it, but two, how easy that is to happen to us right now in our business because things are hard, or business is down, or someone just left us, or someone tapped out, or I didn't hit my goal. Just commit right now to yourself to not fall out of love with what you do. We all love what we do. That's why we're here. That's why we do it. We have an incredible job, right? Like real estate is amazing. So commit to not falling out of love with it during a difficult cycle.